1, 2, 3, 4. My name is Matt Sawyer and I direct the Paschal Jazz Ensemble. It's been a great experience. Luckily I came into a program that had a really good director beforehand. Good friend of mine, Mark DeHertog, and he had the band for 4 years in a row and really developed them a lot. So the band had a lot of depth already, and they had 2 jazz bands here. So some of the students that were not in Jazz I are now in Jazz I, and it just has a lot of depth. So it's been an awesome experience, and I really enjoy working with them.
I'm super fortunate to be able to come in 6th period every day and get to play with 20+ people and get the experience of playing just with a band. And Mr. D, our previous director, walked up to me and was like, "Hey, I need a lead trombone player for Jazz I." And I was like, "Oh crap, like I'm a freshman, like this is really weird." But I just decided to do it and take a chance, and I've stuck with it ever since.
The first thing I wanted to do was, when I found out there were already 2 working jazz bands during the day, I decided to do an after-school jazz band that meets once a week. It's called Jazz III, and that gets students playing instruments that that are normally not in jazz band, like clarinets, flutes, even euphonium, etc., bassoon. Just getting them to just learn the style and enjoy jazz.
I think it's different. It was different than what most drummers would play, I think, at my age. And I think just hearing the jazz band in 8th grade, another drummer I heard of was really good, and I wanted to be kind of like him. And that kind of got me motivated to start in jazz when I was a freshman here. And from there, I just kept practicing until I kind of figured out the feel, and just kind of came from there.
I went to the big band dance last year, and I really liked the sound of it, because I had never really listened to jazz in my life. But it was like, it's a school thing, let me go have some fun. And I went there, and I ended up listening to the music more than anything, and I enjoyed it.
Jazz was a way for me to learn more, like complex just ways of playing guitar, and so that's kind of how I got into it.
They develop pretty fast. By around November or so, they start working with clinicians. We had some really good ones come in and work with them, and they, usually when someone comes in, they always say, "Oh, you're so lucky you have a band 5 days a week." I think that's a lot of it, is we get 5 days a week for about 50 minutes with them.
It definitely makes me more attentive to the other parts, and I guess myself, because the style for jazz is of course very different for classical, and the fact that I have my own part, like it's just me on my part, and then 3 other people within my section on their own part, it trains your ear to kind of identify the issues and make sure that we're in tune and that everything works together and we have the correct articulation and style, and it just trains you to have a more mature ear, and it's really helpful.
It's helped me as a musician be more mature, and I think it's also helped me understand music more. If I play a drum set, I think being a jazz drummer like myself allows me to really fit in with any kind of style they throw at you. Whereas the other way around maybe would be more difficult. I feel much more relaxed, and it's all about the feel and feel good when I'm playing when I'm in jazz.
Definitely my sight reading for orchestra. I get things a lot quicker now. In jazz too, my sight reading is it's much easier now. My intonations and things, it's a lot better.
It's like you have a vision for certain things that are maybe sometimes a little outlandish. Like the band went to Montreux a few years ago, so what's in the back of my mind is I want to go do something like that again. One, because I just remember one of the fun parts of me was in my jazz development was getting to go places and perform, and it's nice to get outside of Texas. So that's one of the things that's challenging. You have to raise money for that. We're at a Title I school, so there are a lot of challenges like that. One really good thing that happened recently was one of my friends, his band was selected for Essentially Ellington, and they will send out a clinician to work for a Title I, to clinic a Title I school and put my name on the list. So we're likely to get that happening. Someone from Lincoln Center in New York to come clinic us. So it's just, you just kind of reach for things like that, and you want that for the kids.
Fun, the band hall is definitely a safe space. Whenever we go to gigs, it's a ton of fun. We kind of get there, we all hang out. It's kind of just like one huge family, and we all just kind of screw around, and then we play some music together, and it usually sounds pretty good. So that's a plus. But yeah, I'd say that there's a pretty strong bond between the band, and it's really nice to have.
Nothing matches the friendship I have in the rhythm section and the winds. Me and the bass player were super tight, really great buds who just met this year. I think being a part of this band really allows you to cultivate friendships a lot easier, and you stay close because you're all working the same goal.
Being part of the community, being able to express yourself musically. Everybody's super supportive. There's no, bad player. We're all in this together, you know what I'm saying? So I guess that's the best part, is just being with everybody.
The big thing I've been harping on lately is just how every day you're being, in lack of a better word, you're just watched. Every day is an audition. Every day you get all eyes on you. Like when I write recommendation letters, I say I always think about every single day that you were here and the things that you did well and the things you didn't do well. So it's really responsibility, being on time, to be earliest, to be on time, to be polite and be a good person to be around. Those are the big things. Beyond their playing and practicing, I just harp on them about being an adult.
I feel to a point more responsible, and I'm happier doing this than just, doing nothing.
I'm thinking if I do music, I'd like to study at UNT or Texas. I have good connections there, and if I stay at home, I could still work with my teacher, and I think I could keep working and keep maturing as a musician.
I'm definitely pursuing music as a career. I'm probably going to go into music education rather than performance, but I will probably never put my horn down. It's fantastic. I love it.
Music in general, I'll be playing jazz guitar in college, but my main goal with music, I definitely just want to just play in my own band and just make a living off just playing in a band, a rock band. That's kind of like my main alley, but jazz is definitely a way to get there.